I think in part is a political and philosophical question. We know misinformation, disinformation, risk of increased cyber warfare, eventually risk to humanity and so on. But I would say on net, AI, like any other technological innovation, is going to lead to an increase in both productivity growth, potential growth, and human welfare. We may be able to live until not 90, 100, 120, longevity, health, you name it. So it's a benefit to society overall. And there are side consequences and problems and risk, and we have to manage them. And I think that the regulation of AI is going to be very complicated. Probably like the internet, we're going to do it too little, too late, and then we're going to realize there are some mistakes.
If I clipped what you just said and used some AI and took out some words and replaced AI with globalization, weren't we saying the same thing a few decades ago?
Well, globalization that is being bashed right now by everybody led to an increase in huge amounts of welfare for billions of people around the world, 2.5 billion Indians and others and so on, and even in advanced economies. So trade and globalization and technology are the same thing, is a ways of increasing productivity growth. There'll be a backlash, but I think that, and the backlash is going to come on AI, is that there'll be massive amounts of job displacement. Job augmentation will be initially, but then job substitution and replacement is going to be, and then there'll be UBI or other things to resolve it.
Will AI do to services what globalization did to manufacturing is a question I keep going back to. How many people are going to be satisfied with just UBI? I don't want to sit at home, do nothing and get paid by the government. We aspire as human beings to be better, to improve, to climb the social ladder. A lot of people
Let's put it this way. In a world of scarcity, of course, the dignity of life was to provide for yourself and for your family and go and look for water, food, shelter every day. In a world in which scarcity becomes less of a constraint, we have to produce less because the robots are going to do it and we can consume more. You're right that you guys are saying, what's the meaning of life in that situation? It's a philosophical question. And John Maynard Keynes in the 30s said, once we get this technology innovation, everybody's going to work only 10 hours rather than 60 hours, and we'll become poets, artists, creators, and whatever not. Maybe the nature of life is going to change. Maybe with AGI, we have to merge with the machine, because if we don't merge with the machine, they become hyper-intelligent and we become obsolete. And then there's going to be a new species. It's not going to be Homo sapiens, but Homo roboticus. But it's going to take decades. Those are important philosophical questions. I think in part is a political and philosophical question. We know misinformation, disinformation, risk of increased cyber warfare, eventually risk to humanity and so on. But I would say on net, AI, like any other technological innovation, is going to lead to an increase in both productivity growth, potential growth, and human welfare. We may be able to live until not 90, 100, 120, longevity,